doing dusty tasks with your trousers impregnated and it's hot and sweaty, you get an itch.
I'm gonna tell you all the things my heart's been dying to say.
What direction you wipe when you sit down on the toilet? Do you wipe sort of up and inside a little bit? Do you look at the paper afterwards? Do you look at the bowl and see how big and wide a poo it was, or how long? Did you get it out all in one go, like peeling an apple? What pattern have you made with your splatterings all over the toilet bowl? Drink lots of fluids. It's so important to avoid constipation. Constipation and straining too hard gives you sort of blisters up inside your bum that you can feel if you want to go there. Makes it more difficult to go, and then you squeeze harder and they can get elongated, those blisters.
And say, alright, love is kinda crazy with a spunky little...
Or separately, if you're wiping in a certain way in certain circumstances, I think contributes to getting a bit of a skin tag hanging out the rim of your rectum. My recommendation, it's been successful when you're soaping up in the shower, however much you don't want to, shove it back up inside. Even if you're doing it in the morning when you sit down, push it up with the paper last thing. You don't want to get hands-on, do you? Drinking fatty drinks like full fat milk can help lube things up a little bit. And perhaps consider not eating much while you're healing, but then you're not pooing much either, so you're trying while you're all out of sync to your usual rhythm. Now, all this can be quite alarming when your mother's had bowel cancer. It doesn't heal immediately, and if that blister bursts, there's blood all over the tissue. Bright red! In France, bowel cancer screening is the first letter that you get when you become a resident, really, certainly when you get your health card, which was really difficult to organise with French systems of doing everything in person during the COVID lockdown. Anyone would think they didn't want to give away their COVID vaccines to dual residents. They had Sputnik. Israel had said they'd found the cure, but never materialised. The breathlessness of being all bunged up with constipation is the worst thing, if you ask me. In Britain, you have to be over 55 to get a test, but it is automatic. All you really have to do, though, is go along to the GP and ask for it. Or general practitioner. Doctor. So I went along to the doctor's and got given a kit straight off the shelf. And this is what I had to do. Poo on paper, tiny little pinpricks, being transferred onto a plastic stick, put it in an envelope, usually put them straight back into the holder. And stick it back in the GP doctor's letterbox, and off it goes to the testing station. My place in England is quite central in a town near where all the pubs and things are. It's a university town. And let's say they were a fresher, not a tramp. Shat all down my front door, which is almost on Main Street. Perhaps it was a friend, someone you know, you say. It might have been, but I took some scrapings when it was drier, much drier. Put it in an envelope and put it through the police's letterbox with a letter. And got an irate phone call from the police saying, "We can't check who it is from the faeces. Do you think you're funny putting the poo through a police letterbox?" Anyway, it was all clear, all my testing. There's more to life than worries. Wine, women and song. After antibiotics and steroids for the wheezing.